He doesn't have quite the career that Sandstorm had in the beginning, but give him some more time, and I think it's possible. Even though Sandstorm's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime player for Brawlhalla, Stingray coming in PR6 in very early on in his career, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first year we've seen Stingray, and he burst onto the scene. Didn't have as amazing of showings after that first tournament, but still, he's been doing incredibly well for himself. Coming here, guaranteed at least top 2 finish in the Mammoth Cup, the final PR tournament before the World Championship, but he's got to run into Sandstorm on the Death Jester. Jay Yun already has Stingray in the red.
So, like, going into this tournament, PR is not the end-all, be-all for your seed. The seed is going to base more on what you recently placed, whereas PR is going to reward consistency. So even though he's not winning tournaments every other week, the fact that he is PR6 in North America shows he is consistent. You look at some of the other players that are around him. Sandstorm, long-time player. Boomy, long-time player. Oh, but Sandstorm gets the KO right like that. Just over a minute 10 into the game. But you look at like Phazon, longtime player, Santi, longtime player, Lil Cap, Wrench, Remy, longtime players here. Stingray's kind of like the new kid on the block. Even though he's been around a year, he's kind of the new kid on the block.
Okay, definitely not as much tournament experience as Sandstorm. Hitting these side airs. Stingray is gone. 1 stock left for Stingray here in game number 1, but Stingray already shown his potential to be a household name. I feel like that's the point that we're trying to make. Nice big down sig, though, put Sandstorm off stage, but Sandstorm still able to retain this greatsword.
You look at recent placements of Stingray coming in 3rd at Autumn Championships, 5th at Low Tier, 3rd Summer 2020, and you go back into the beginning of the year.
Oh!
He's playing really well then, too. World Championship 2020,
Sorry.
2nd place.
He just
but
got
it's like he
stock.
can't handle. Yeah, he just can't handle it. Swapping over to the Ragnir, going into the deck stance, taking out a movement speed, man.
Most people are like, all right, 5, that's the minimum that is required for me to play a legend. But Stingray's showing that he's kind of okay with it. You talked a little bit earlier about some of the character picks Stingray's had. He's had the Queen Nye, so I guess he's kind of used to having less than stellar movement speed.
Yo, where's that axe from? That axe is hot.
That's the new one. That's the Rick Grimes axe from the Walking Dead crossover.
Dude, that axe is hard.
Yeah, I would imagine most of the axes are quite rigid, have some stiffness to them.
Okay, hopefully this set ends very quickly. I'm done.
Way to just root against Stingray, man. But right now, game number 2, Stingray getting the better of Sandstorm, showing why he's stuck with the axe between the legend pick, the previous one, that Taros, over to the Ragnir. Again, utilizing these soft platforms. Nice big neutral light, and Sandstorm is gone.
What a strange place for Stingray to get the recovery away from Sandstorm after he'd blown so many movement options. Like from the middle of the stage, like less than 1 jump height up, he hits an axe neutral light, and that takes the recovery.
Yo, as long as it denies that movement, definitely works out, right? Like it's like if it works, it works. Nice side signature from Sandstorm, though. Will even up the stock count. Able to pick up the greatsword. And, of course, gonna prime the second greatsword. Already starting it off with a 4-piece. Was able to get that turnaround recovery as well to maintain that pressure onto Stingray.
Ooh. Big damage comes through. GC
Trouble.
sidelight. Stingray punishes that, hits the recovery. Oh, man, almost grabbed the down air. Likely would have sealed Sandstorm's fate. Nice reset, backing up.
How did that neutral sig not hit? The Nair saving Sandstorm, but Stingray's going right back in. Dodges past the first side light, but Sandstorm was still in the stance, so went for the closer side light immediately. And the third swing, neutral closer. And Sandstorm, starting to stutter step, knows that he is 1 stock away from closing out game number 2 and putting him in fantastic. Just kidding. A neutral signature from Stingray will even up the stocks.
And it's going back over to the axe. We haven't seen too much from the Katars on this Ragnir pick, despite Stingray being much more of a Katar player here. His axe is looking very strong. Sidelight Nair waits, even fades down a little bit before going back up to the side air. Looks like Axe is going to be his best option against Sandstorm's Greatsword.
No, but Sandstorm, again, going for these resets. Juggles. Sandstorm in a little bit of trouble getting back down away from all those neutral airs from Stingray, but he eventually found ground, and he's starting to play this vertical game. You're seeing him go high and then low.
Ooh, that time Sandstorm chose to dodge right after the sidelight whiff, instead of going for one of the options he went for previously. Always changing up what he does.
Ooh. Doing it again. Sandstorm gonna close out game number 2. That's something that we saw earlier on from Sandstorm. Is he'll go for sidelight neutral sig and then it'll whiff, and then he's like, all right, I'll just do it again. Sidelight neutral signature, and that time it connects. Stingray, one game from losing.
Oh no.
This is the
Vector.
pocketiest of picks from Stingray. No carryover to any of the characters he has played today. He is going deep in the bag for this Vector pick. Granted, when it comes to raw weapon matchups, Bow and Lance are rumored to have the best matchup against Greatsword, but is that enough?
So far he's going even, but 20 seconds into a game is not very long unless you're being weapon starved like Faison. And it was long enough for a few more seconds to pass, and Sandstorm gets the KO.
Sandstorm running away here in the grand finals. Stingray got the big missile in hand, playing with this Vector, could go airplane mode, but is yet to really get any hits with this Lance so far. Granted, he does have the Orion, so I guess I rescind my statement earlier. He does have a little bit of a Lance.
Yeah, bro, then just play Orion. I would appreciate it if you just played Orion. Oh, man. The bottom side of that hitting him. Stingray going down again. He is on tournament stock. Very close to being knocked out here. That is one of the coolest skins in the game.
Yo, I'm liking the sunset colors. I like the skin. Stingray's got the look, but right now Sandstorm's got the damage. Oh my goodness, Stingray is like, how do you even come back from this?
You don't. You throw out a couple light moves. You're gonna take an in-sig, maybe a D-sig. That's one. Don't play Vector, my guy, unless you're just looking to have some fun here. Sidelight's coming out from Sandstorm. Hasn't found the one to hit yet. Sidelight goes for the neutral light. Goes for the neutral light opener. Weapon toss coming out.
Don't get 3-stucked. Game 3 here. Sandstorm was looking for the Nair. Trying to reset here again.
He gravity cancels a down signature on the stage.
Oh! He got him with the bridge, but he didn't go for the closer. Sandstorm's got...
What?
This is what he did in 2s. When he didn't get his combo with Boomy, he's running up. Sandstorm.
What?
Is this
what?
If he's just going down to his final stock here, yeah, this is the Sandstorm BM. This is the I don't even need the first 2 stocks to finish this one. Stingray, he's one hit away. A downlight recovery, and it's over, and Sandstorm is going to be the Mammoth Cup champion, and he's going to do it in style by throwing away 2 stocks against Stingray. This is grand finals.
Look how far that weapon toss hit him. Oh my gosh, how is that not KO? He's going to KO with a weapon toss. He's going to KO with a weapon toss like on stage too.
Yo, 1 recovery. That's all Sandstorm needs. You see him looking for these unarmed recoveries. There it is! Sandstorm is going to be crowned the Mammoth Cup champion, showing his dominance in the region.